What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I'm going to focus in on the Vancouver Canucks' interest in Winnipeg Jets winger and Vancouver native Evander Kane. Obviously, Kane's out for the season, but teams might still be interested in trading for him. Just kind of shooting through a few things. If Winnipeg were to ship him to Vancouver, they'd want supposedly Horvat and Virtanen, okay, and a first-round pick, and probably something else. That ain't gonna happen. I wouldn't do that trade if I was Vancouver. I like Virtanen. I really like Horvat. So that's an odd thing. But you look at you trading for him for next season. They could get. You're going to get some youth in that lineup. They're drafting last year's I think has been pretty good, but prior to that they kind of had a downtrodden period there. They weren't able to consistently land roster players. When you're looking at Jordan Schrader, 2008, picks like that. Over the or 2009, excuse me, with Schrader. And then even with Cody Hodgson, I know they traded him, but then the guy they traded him for, Zach Cassian, neither one's really established himself as a great NHL player. And you look at the year, Virtanen had last year. He's a power forward in the dub. The year he's having this year. Really good player. Really played well for Canada at the WJC, and get some sandpaper in his game. Who's to say his upside isn't higher than Kane's? That's obviously why Winnipeg would be interested in him. But you look at, I think Kane will be 24 in August for next season. Still really young. He's scored 30 at age 20. I think he's got 40 goal upside. I think you put him on a line with the Sedins. He works the corners. He does those things. He gets some garbage goals. Kind of like how Verbata's doing. Kind of like, you go back a few. Barros did really well for a while. Even before that, Anson Carter, was fantastic in that role. So, you look at, the way he can fit in. I think it'd be a great fit in Vancouver. And maybe, going home. It is home to him. I don't say why it's going. He's from Vancouver. Played for the Giants. Would be could be what helps him get his shit together, because he's been such a had some personal, some off the ice issues, let's say. So if you were to be able to go to Vancouver, on a pretty good team. I think that they're in a good position now to make the playoffs this year, and I think they're in a good position with Jim Benning, with the new administration, that they can win a lot of games and be a consistent threat in the Western Conference. That'd be interesting. I was just flipping through an article. I forget where this is from Van City, on the website, and Van City Buzz, excuse me, and one of the suggestions was Jared McCann from the Sioux Greyhounds, Zach Cassian, and a first rounder for Kane. That ain't gonna get it done either. So there's gonna be some happy medium between the first trade scenario and the second one, as far as I'm concerned, because Winnipeg can't just give him away. But likewise, Vancouver, do you really want to sell the farm for him? That's what the question's gonna be. And plus, I think a team like Buffalo could very well come in before next. I don't think Vancouver would trade for him until the summer. Because either way you're losing a roster player, and you want your team to be at peak top form, peak form, going into the playoffs. I think any team would want that. But going a step further, who's to say with him off the season, a team like Buffalo doesn't say, all right, we want him now. We might be able to get him for a little bit cheaper, and you have him for next season. You get him. You trade away some assets to Vancouver, you get worse, and then you're able to draft McDavid or Eichel. As I've said on the show, all season long, that's been the theme of Buffalo season, is, hopefully land McDavid, if not land Jack Eichel. And then, you got Kane, you got, McDavid or Eichel, you got Reiner, you got, some pretty young forwards there to really do some damage in the Eastern Conference. So should be a very intriguing situation. Definitely want to keep my eye on it. Anyway, that's sort of the power play with CJ on would the Vancouver Canucks trade for Evander Kane. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.